Trump just said what he wants to use our massive military to do immediately, Libs explode in rage. President Trump has once again outsmarted everyone. As we all pretty much had given up on winning after President Trump signed the outrageous trillion-dollar omnibus spending bill on Friday morning, we can now say that with this president not everything is as it seems. Today on social media, the president offered a new way of getting funding for the border wall, which both Republicans and Democrats in Congress refused to fund. On Twitter, the president pointed out that the border wall is, in fact, a national security issue. It's a threat to our jobs via low-wage workers, a threat to our safety via enemy combatants and gang members coming in undetected, and a threat because of the drugs which are coming in through our now unsecured border. And since the wall is a matter of security, Trump can allocate all of the money needed for the $18 billion border wall from military spending from the omnibus bill he just signed. Boom. Trump didn't even have to give amnesty to anyone in order to get the money for the wall. It's a win-win. The bill itself does provide $1.6 billion for wall construction, but it severely limits the money to be used for shoring up parts of the existing barrier. And although it does provide funds for new fencing, it also explicitly prohibits a concrete barrier or construction of any type, including the prototypes President Trump considered during his trip to the California border last month. But Trump fooled them and got all of the money for the wall in the form of defense spending. President Trump has done many great things since taking office. But perhaps the most important thing he has done is he has shown the American people how corrupt both political parties are. The Republicans own the House and Senate, and they still can't manage to get done what the people elected President Trump to do. And sadly, he can't do it alone. Or can he? More on the southern border wall via CNS. In both his national security strategy released today and the speech he delivered at the Ronald Reagan Building explaining it, President Donald Trump said the United States will build the wall along the southern border as part of the first pillar of his plan, which focuses on protecting the American homeland and way of life. We will secure our borders through the construction of a border wall, the use of multi-layered defenses and advanced technology, the employment of additional personnel and other measures, said the president's formal strategy document. He reiterated the point in his speech. First, we must protect the American people, the homeland and our great American way of life, Trump said. This strategy recognizes that we cannot secure our nation if we do not secure our borders. So, for the first time ever, American strategy now includes a serious plan to defend our homeland, said Trump. It calls for the construction of a wall on our southern border, ending chain migration and a horrible visa and lottery programs, closing loopholes that undermine enforcement, and strongly supporting our Border Patrol agents, ICE officers, and Homeland Security personnel. Trump also criticized politicians in Washington, D.C., whom he said left the nation's borders open even as the American people objected to what they were doing. Over the profound objections of the American people, our politicians left our borders wide open, Trump said. Millions of immigrants entered illegally, millions more were admitted into our country without the proper vetting needed to protect our security and our economy, he said. Leaders in Washington imposed on the country an immigration policy that Americans never voted for, never asked for, and never approved, Trump said. A policy where the wrong people are allowed into our country and the right people are rejected. American citizens, as usual, have been left to bear the costs and pick up the tab, he said. While calling for securing the border itself, Trump's national security strategy also seeks enhanced vetting of prospective immigrants, enforcing the immigration laws in the interior of the country, and enhancing the security of the pathways through which people and goods enter the country. Pillar 1 of the president's national security strategy is titled Protect the American People, the Homeland, and the American Way of Life. Other elements of this pillar, beyond building the border wall and enforcing the immigration laws, include actions to defend the United States against weapons of mass destruction and bio threats, to defeat jihadist terrorists, to dismantle transnational criminal organizations that bring drugs into the United States, and to defend against cyber attacks. It also calls for promoting America's ability to withstand and recover rapidly from deliberate attacks, accidents, natural disasters, as well as unconventional stresses, shocks and threats to our economy and democratic system.